Hello everyone, I am Sai Chetan. Welcome back to my channel Sai Tech. In today's we'll try to talk about the review of the IQ7 device after using more than 7 days. So yes friends, it's been more than 7 days of usage, and in this entire video I'll try to talk about all of these different aspects of experience of using this phone. So this usage of me was very much intense. So it is how intense means I did upload more than 100 videos and testing more than so many games installing in this phone and comparing with a lot of other smartphones in my channel, as you can see friends. And all these videos all possible only because of you all. Seriously friends, thank you for all your support and feedback, and I'm getting plenty of questions on this mobile phone even till today as well. Every time I get a comment, I'll definitely take the screenshot and I'll try to keep in the gallery. So I'll try to make a video as soon as possible friends. So thank you for all your support, and definitely make sure to hit that subscribe and like this video. And one more thing, my videos are not biased at all friends, so I won't sponsor anyone, and none of the phones are sponsored by anyone itself. So all of these phones are bought with my own money itself. So this is not sponsor video or anything. So this is my genuine realistic usage review friends. So this is how it works. So after testing so many videos, seriously friends, I got a clear idea about this phone right now at this moment. So try to watch till end of the video. Don't try to skip it, because definitely I'll try to cover each and every small detail about this phone, so which you cannot find anywhere else. So first topic is about the performance. So in terms of the performance, trust me friends, performance is the beast in this phone. So which is a lot of performance friends from this IQ7 device. As you can see, just today I did an annual benchmark score and I got this kind of lucky number. As you can see friends, 6 all 9s. And if you get this kind of lucky number, make sure to comment below. So I did like this kind of performance in this phone mainly. Doesn't matter how many times I do the annual benchmark test, the results were always pretty close to 6,95,000 and 7 lakhs as well friends, from the time to till now. As you can see, 7 lakhs. So I did plenty of tests in this phone, a lot of other benchmarks and everything, comparing speed test between other smartphones, even the battery draining, and a lot of CPU stress test as well. As you can see friends, just now I uploaded video stress test. In every test in terms of the performance, this phone outperformed the Mi11X and OnePlus 9R. So I can definitely guarantee you that. So not only because of the external RAM, so don't think because of the external RAM it all helped. Without even external RAM usage as well, this phone works really good. So that is what I like, consistently maintaining the performance. But this also leads to two other disadvantages. For example, draining more battery and increasing the high temperatures. So as friends, the temperatures in this phone increased up to 45-46 degrees as well, but the performance not at all compromised. So there is one kind of advantage and one kind of disadvantage. So in terms of the gaming, you should not be worried at all friends, not at all. Even the screen recording features it had got is really good. Your voice and system voice can record at same time. That is another really good advantage feature which is present in this phone. And for the gamers, there is 4D vibration, game frame interpolation. I don't think game frame interpolation is not such a big thing, but 4D vibration is really a big thing friends for me. I did like the 4D vibrations in this phone, particularly when I compare with the other phones. As I said, from the beginning to till now, I was playing the Call of Duty only in this mobile, not in any other smartphone. I didn't like, before I used to play in the OnePlus because of the haptic feedback, but in this haptic feedback is really good. You are getting from left side and right side. In the OnePlus, you'll be getting only from the right side of the phone, the haptics, but this phone covers entire screen. That's a really good advanced feature which I particularly like. And this is another CPU stress test which I put for the phone. So performance was able to maintain 81. So whereas other smartphones, they are struggling to maintain the performance, they went up to 79, 70 and 69 as well. But this phone is maintaining close to 80% every time I do the CPU stress test. So already I spoke more in the performance category. So performance 10 out of 10 friends in this phone. Still till now I don't have any other problems. So make sure to comment below in case if you feel any other problems. So definitely it will help others. So next, let's move to quickly to the display. So in terms of the display, I did not expect much from this phone. So to be frank from the beginning, because from the first day itself there are a couple of issues. So one issue is a green tint issue, second issue is a flickering kind of issue. So flickering issue you won't be able to see with the naked eye, only you'll be able to see with the camera itself. But green tint issue little bit bothered me, but after the update the green tint issue got a little bit fixed. So if you just type in the YouTube green tint SciTech Guru, you will get all my IQ7 videos which are uploaded, as you can see, IQ7 videos. So you can watch those videos, friends. Definitely that will be clearly helpful for you all. But little bit got fixed, but not major. So, and in terms of the display enhancement, you don't get much options. Though there's only basic options which you are having. But what you can do that. So you can actually add the game display enhancement as well, and you can little bit kind of tweak the colors by using this kind of method, game display enhancement, while watching videos as well. So that is another tips and tricks you can do in this phone. So overall, in terms of the display, only those are the two things which bothered me. Flickering issue is not much bothered, and green tint also not much, because that is a very small scenario where you will be using dark mode and low light situation and dark environment. But with the another update, maybe the things might be different. So in terms of display, no issues for me till now. And one more thing, I'm really happy that the phone has got the smart switch option. So usually in the other smartphones, MI and the OnePlus, there is only two options, 60 or 120 Hz. There is no smart switch, but in this phone you do get the smart switch option, so which is really interesting option. So every time I used to prefer the smart switch option. That's another small thing which I thought of mentioning here itself. So these are the few details about the display. So in terms of the display, maybe a little bit. So for 10 points, I can give 8 points just because of green tint and flickering. I'm not sure whether they will be fixing or not, but my unit has a problem. So few of the units has a problem, few of the units doesn't have the problem. So it's kind of depend one person to other person. So next, let's move to the battery and the charging. So in terms of charging, friends, my phone will charge, it takes about 35 minutes to 37 minutes. Some users did complain it's taking long time, 45 minutes and 43 minutes, something like that. But my unit takes about 35 minutes to 36 minutes. So in terms of the charging, I don't have any kind of problem. So next, in terms of the battery. So in terms of the battery, I did take a couple of screenshot. So right now when the battery is about 12%, using the 60 Hz refresh rate, I did get the screen on time about 7 hours, as you can see, 7 hours 14 minutes. So let me try to show you another screenshot with the 120 Hz and the screen on time, how much will be there. I think these are with the 120 Hz, as you can see. So with the 120 Hz, 6 hours and 46 minutes. So there is not much difference with the 120 Hz and 60 Hz. So there is only half an hour and 40 minutes of difference. So overall, you can expect 6 hours to 7 hours of screen on time in this phone, ultimately possible. That's no doubt. So even I did a epic battery drain test as well, so make sure to check this video. You will definitely understand how much the battery life you can get in this phone. So 6 to 7 hours is possible, friends, and charging speed 35 minutes. So no issues in this 7 days of usage. So next, let's move to the camera. So camera is another area where the IQ7 really shines. So after I got the IQ7 only, then I realized how much I missed the camera before. So after getting this phone only, I started to take so many images and so much shots. Night shots are my always the favorite shots after buying this phone. So before I did not take much night shots, friends, but this phone is really a magic phone. So trust me, friends, when I usually don't say this much about the camera, but this is a phone which I need to say a lot, because the 48 megapixel camera can take really good shot. Not only that, even the macro lens is also really good, which can take the detailed shots, and zooming capabilities and ultra steady mode and ultra wide lens as well. It's really good in detailed colors and bright colors, even as you can see. So plenty of colors you can get, and in the dark mode you can get really good colors with this phone. So that is what I like. And next, let me try to show you, friends, this is a shot which I taken in completely dark environment. I am not sure how this phone was able to capture that much of light. This is a really good. I did a comparison with the Mi11X. You can clearly understand. So it's a really good comparison. And this one, there is no light at all. This is a zero light in the studio room, but still it was able to take some of the. It was able to recognize some colors, as you can see. That's a really good camera. So there is no problem in terms of the camera, friends, in this phone. Till now I did not find any issues. This is without using any Gcam. So maybe if you use Gcam, the things might be different. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely update on that one later on. So make sure to stay tuned for that video, friends, in case if you are interested. So now let's, in terms of the camera, 10 out of 10, friends. I don't have any problem personally. So I really like the camera performance. Two things are my favorite things about this phone. So next, in terms of the connectivity. So these were I need to be really sad. I'm not sure whether this is happening with my unit or with everyone's unit. I'm not sure. But the thing is that I am facing the problem with the Wi-Fi connection and the 4G connection. So two problems I'm facing, friends. For example, right now I did connect to the Wi-Fi network. Let me try to show you in front of the camera. So only then you will be able to understand. So right now, same Wi-Fi connection I am connecting. My Wi-Fi speed is close to 90 Mbps. So right now I was able to get only 45 and 40 Mbps. I'm not sure why the speed is restricted right now. Let me show you the results in the OnePlus 9R. You will be really shocked. You will be really shocked, friends, with OnePlus 9R with the same Wi-Fi network. With same Wi-Fi network I'm trying to connect, same server, you will be seeing 90 Mbps in this OnePlus 9R. Not only in the OnePlus 9R, even it's happened in the Mi11X as well. As you can see, friends, I'm trying to do the test right now. So usually it will just go away to the 90. As you can see how much faster I'm getting the speeds in OnePlus 9R. I cannot stop thinking only about these two phones are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, TP-Link 8576, but still this is the speed I'm getting, friends. That is what really disappointing. I'm not sure this is happening with every unit, so that's why I'm saying maybe there must be a problem with my unit. I'm not sure. That's what is happening, friends. In the connectivity, I'm not able to give complete conclusion. So let me try to show you another thing regarding the 4G place. In this phone, I was unable to get the 4G place even till now after the update. Till I did not get the update, but I did spoke to the IQ team, and they said that 1.76 will be fixing the 4G place connectivity. So right now I'm with the software version 1.72, so I need to wait for the 1.76 to fix the 4G place, but still I'll keep you posted regarding that. But in terms of the connectivity, friends, with my unit, I'm not satisfied. So seriously, I'm not satisfied with the connectivity unit. So make sure to comment below in case if you are the same kind of person facing this kind of issues. As I said, it won't happen with every user. So some users, they are experiencing really good speed. That's really good. Some users, they are not experiencing. So I'm not completely against this phone. So I'm just saying my unit may be a problem. So that is what the conclusion, friends. And next, in terms of the build quality. Build quality absolutely is good. I don't have any other problems in the build quality. Even there is little bit of minute vibrations on the top speaker in this area. So where I did this kind of video, friends, IQ7 speaker vibration using the small rice grains. So you will be able to feel that rice moving when the loudspeaker is vibrating. So that is what the example which I showed you clearly. So make sure to check that video in case if you haven't checked. So apart from that, no other issues. There is not much fingerprint attraction. I was using the phone without case. So yes, friends, I was using the phone without case throughout the time. So no issues with the backside attracting a lot of fingerprints. So no problem. So everything is perfectly alright, and it's good. And a loudspeaker, little bit I did add a problem, friends, in terms of loudspeaker. It's not too loud when I compare with the Mi11X and the OnePlus 9R. That is a slightly small small difference. It's not huge difference, small difference. And there is no other enhancement option which is present in this phone regarding the loudspeaker. So you can use the enhancement option while listening to music, Bluetooth speaker and the wide earphones, but not to the loudspeaker. That's a kind of little bit disadvantage for me, which I felt. So there's a minute difference, friends, not a huge difference, but still the loudspeaker is little bit low in this phone. So apart from that, I didn't have any kind of build quality issues in this phone, so it was able to perform really good. So even this power button feels little bit kind of loose, but that's not a big thing for me. So these are the complete A to Z in detail review about this IQ7 device, friends. So make sure to comment below what you felt about my review and how my videos are going on. And definitely in the future, whatever phone I buy, I'll be using that phone in this kind of same kind of stress levels. How I did with this phone as well, same kind of testings I'll try to do even in the future videos when I buy new phones. So thank you for watching this video, friends. Thank you for all your support and feedback and the comments. So because of you, I was able to make all of these videos possible in my channel, friends. So not only for the IQ7, plenty of other smartphones where I uploaded more than 300 videos and 300 plus videos, as you can see. So all this is possible only because of you all subscribers who are able to comment, and I was able to take the screenshot and make the video for you all. So thank you for all, friends, and now I can relax a little bit. So finally I got some time to relax. So thank you for all, friends, and see you in the next video, friends. Until then, and bye. And one more thing, and the final conclusion is that performance, battery, camera good, build quality good. So display little bit. So and the connectivity not good for my unit. I'm saying specifically for my unit not good. So I'm not talking about everyone's.